meant to sort of change the person. That's what drives the actual film. Someone who's trying to, manifest a change in yourself, hopefully to change the world around you. It's taking it very, very seriously.
It takes it quite seriously, and one of the things that people are about to see is that it really goes into the minutiae of this kind of stuff. Let's talk a bit about the research that went into this, because this is, I mean, I was very surprised. I'd seen a lot of movies, obviously, about Satanism, about the occult, but I was really very taken with how this picture really gets into the down and dirty aspects of it.
Well, this is based on an actual thing. This is an actual ritual in and of itself. I saw it in a documentary about Aleister Crowley, and Aleister Crowley actually did this ritual, and it's very, very arduous. It's about making manifest your guardian angel, so that you can ask that guardian angel any favor you want. It's an actual thing, and I wanted to get the idea that the actual mechanics of the actual thing was a dangerous thing in and of itself. It takes a long time, and instead of just being about the results, I wanted to be about the journey itself, and about how dangerous that is, and how not just to your sort of physically, but mentally, to the actual people doing it and stuff. So it is, as I say, it's an actual thing. I'm not recommending anyone do it, but when you see, you'll understand. So.
And you brought up Aleister Crowley, and for those who don't know who he is kind of a legendary figure to some, but he may not be as well known as he should be. Let's talk a bit about him and his influence, particularly in England, because he was British.
He's in terms of cultural history in Britain, he's a very, very important person. He's the first person who sort of regathered certain materials from the past and sort of re-energized them. There were people back in the Elizabethan times who took the occult very, very seriously, and Crowley kind of got hold of it. He was part of the Golden Dawn originally, which was all Yeats, which was a very fashionable kind of movement in the late 19th century. But they were just bored aristocrats kind of going about the thing. And he just took it and sort of like, he was kind of like John Lydon to the whole process. He had a massive influence on society as a whole, that he was the first person that says the only commandment is do what thou wilt, that shall be the whole of the law, which we've kind of run with. He was a bad man. I mean, he was a bad man. He killed people went insane around him. All that matters was what Aleister Crowley wanted. Again, I'm not espousing that anyone get involved in this. What I'm delving into is a world that kind of exists, and it's on the periphery of society, which is why why I very much treated it almost like it's the two of them are doing a drug deal or something. It's a secret little thing they've got to squirrel themselves away to do, and it's the idea that there's a subculture that exists within society now and in the past as well. The Crowley really kicked off again.
And I asked you about the research. Let's also, did you happen to have a consultant? Did you have somebody on set who was teaching you guys how to do the whole
No. What I did was, when I first started looking into it on the internet, there was nothing, and there's now more and more stuff. So I had to squirrel around to this and to that. I know someone who was involved in such things, who I went to as well, so for guidance. But we did have to work out how certain things were pronounced and things, which we didn't have any reference to, So the way we pronounce them now is the way it's going to be pronounced for the rest of history. So.
And let's talk about these two terrific actors who you have in the film. There's Steve Oram, the male lead. I think some people might recognize from Sightseers. He's also in several Edgar Wright pictures. Let's talk about him and Catherine Walker, your female lead.
Well, Steve is an actor. He's quite well known in Britain. I assume he's quite well known in America as well through things like Sightseers. I don't know if that's known over there.
Not really.
Well, Sightseers is quite a kind of cult film over here.
Sightseers, yes, we released Sightseers actually. I thought you were talking about something else.
It's very well known then. He's what I was very, very, very big on. There was a lot of pressure put me on when I was actually casting it to make him a sexy person, like this warrior from the wasteland who stepped in, who knows about the occult. And I was really big that he should be a bloke that you could see in the pub. You know, we have a phrase in Britain that's called a train spotter, which is a kind of where train spotting is the name of the film. That's nicking the name train spotter, which means a geeky kind of guy. Or an anorak is another way. People who've got sort of obscure little hobbies that consume them. So he looked like my ordinary bloke who could do such things. So I had to fight a bit for him because, as I say, the funding bodies wanted me to go with someone sexy. So
Jason Momoa to show up or something.
Huh?
They wanted Jason Momoa to show up.
That kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, and I didn't want that. So I was quite insistent that we had to have Steve. So it was very nerve-wracking for me because if you put out to a named actor, they just turn up. You know, you don't actually sort of get to read with them or anything. They just arrive. So it was in rehearsals that I actually got to see if he was going to do it. It was a very nerve-wracking moment, and he turned out to be perfect, you know. Yeah. It was just like bang on. Oh, that was the best moment in the entire film for me. Steve's rehearsal, except it was just everything was going to work at that moment, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Catherine was given to me by the Irish Film Board. She's a leading character theatre actor. So she was well known within those, and they wanted to push her into. She's been doing films, but they wanted to get into something more substantial. And when she read for the part, and she absolutely nailed it when she did it. So it's when you sort of audition people, you know within seconds, you know whether they're right, whether they're wrong. And she was perfect. You know, I had someone else who wanted to get involved, who was possibly going to be doing it. But she thought the whole thing was real and that we were going to unleash demons into our lives, and which we haven't. Touch wood.
Yes,
So.
we should let the audience know there will not be any conjuring of demons, acting demons here tonight. But if you want to do it when you get home, go ahead. And you're paired tonight with Kill List, the Ben Wheatley film from 2011, and this is another picture that we released. And the two films play well off of each other.
Well, we wrote. I wrote A Dark Song before Kill List was made, and what was interesting about what was great about Kill List is when we were trying to get money for it, that was our go-to sort of piece. We said, Kill List, look, that's the same sort of territory as we're in, and that's worked. So Kill List was our permission slip. So I'm really, really glad that we're tonight being shown with Kill List. You know, it's just like it's kind of karma.
And I'm curious, how many people in the room have not seen Kill List? Oh, several hands going up. Wow, you guys are in for a really, really great night. Liam, enjoy that cool drink of water that you're having there. Any last words before we begin? Any last words before we begin the film?
This is very much within the kind of said genre of British kind of folk horror at the moment. So it's to a certain extent sits outside the jump scares, being chased with knives and everything like that. It's about sort of slow. What I wanted to get the feeling is as if someone is standing right fucking behind you for 100 minutes. So when you see the film, you'll understand what I mean.
Liam, thank you so much for staying up late. Big round of applause for Liam Gavin, everyone. And have a good night's rest, and everyone, please don't forget this picture opens next Friday. We hope you love it as much as we do, and we hope you spread the word about it. Liam, have a great night, and everyone sit back, relax, and enjoy 2 amazing folk horror films, A Dark Song and A Kill List, both from IFC Midnight right here at the IFC Center.